Today I'm talking to Paul Reynolds, tax partner at Haslers, and we're talking about buy-to-let. So Paul, in recent months the number of landlords registering as limited companies has increased. Is this an effective way of managing the changes to tax relief on mortgage interest?
Potentially it could be in the right circumstances. The mortgage interest relief restrictions only apply to individuals and they don't apply to companies. So on the face of it, property held by a company would claim full interest relief deduction. But that's probably overly simplification of looking at the changes. You could have capital gains tax charges if the property is being transferred to the company, together with stamp duty land tax charges applying as well. So when you combine those two tax charges up front, they quickly eat into any savings that you might be making. Equally, if there is a requirement for all of the funds to be distributed from the company post incorporation of the property, then the combined tax, be that corporation tax, income tax versus the income tax, is probably the same. So therefore, again, there's no benefit in doing so. So only in the right circumstances should it be considered.
So what can landlords and property investors do to maximise their returns?
Well, obviously here we're looking at sort of reducing as far as possible their tax burden. And what they could do if they're faced with the interest relief restriction is, one, they could look to see if they can pay down their borrowings. Whereas in the past, people were happy accepting the interest charges knowing they're getting full tax relief. Now they're not getting tax or getting minimal tax relief. There isn't the same benefit in paying that deduction, so why not look to pay that down? The other aspect they could do is this incorporation of their property portfolio, or sort of partial incorporation, so have some benefits of personal ownership together with some benefits of corporate ownership.
Okay, so bearing that in mind, which of the Chancellor's measures, stamp duty, land tax, tax relief on loan interest or wear and tear, will have the biggest effect on landlords?
I think, taking them in order, I think if we start with the wear and tear allowance, I think everyone accepts that is quite a fair change. In the past, you'd have the flat 10% deduction regardless of the amount you spent, and it's 10% deduction of the rents. So as rents were increasing over time, people were still obtaining that deduction where they may not have expended any amount of a similar amount. Whereas, so when we turn to the STLT changes, again, overall that might change the marketplace somewhat, but it might just reduce what you're paying for the property. So again, it's sort of minimal change. The major change is the interest relief restriction, because for some property portfolio owners, those that are highly geared, it could result in them paying more tax than their actual net profit that they receive, just because of the way the computation works. So a real severe change for some property portfolio owners.
So who will be most affected by the changes? Will that be single property landlords or multiple home property investors?
I think it'll be it's likely to be multiple property owners, but it's really those who have a significant level of gearing on their portfolio. So someone could have a small number of properties. If they're highly geared, they will find that their tax bills will comparatively substantially increase from those they're used to paying in the past. Someone who has a substantial portfolio that is low gearing, then in actual fact the tax changes, whilst it will increase, will not increase the same effect.
Okay, Paul, that's great. Thank you very much.
That's right.